Justin, fucking asshole.
I think the very first words of that stream there are just going to be fucking asshole.
I am not. I mean, we usually ease into the first hour at least before we stop dropping bombs.
Coming in hot today.
Man, yeah.
Apparently.
We stop.
There we go.
I didn't agree to this.
No, you didn't.
Did you disagree with this? Yeah, think about it.
There was not disagreements.
That sure sounds like there was some kind of disagreement.
So for those of you watching this not live stream, jump ahead roughly 15 minutes to get to the Spyderco military dose review. There's dose the fun.
It might actually be 15 minutes this time because, like Infinite says in chat, we went live on time.
Yeah, well, every once in a while.
Yeah, you gotta keep you on your toes.
Broken clock and all that.
High on the tippies.
How fast can you be on your tippies, really?
Well, I don't know what kind of speed tippy contests there are, but I'm in, man. I'm
not saying I wouldn't pay good money to see something like that happen, but
I'm genuinely picturing Dennis in point shoes now.
I mean,
ballet slippers.
The pile-ups are impressive to watch, man. The crashes are spectacular.
Yeah. You gotta watch how you take turn 3.
Yeah. You can slip. It just slips just a little bit. You don't want to be slipping on your tippies.
No, that's a slippy tippy. You end up right in
the
Good Lord, what are people carrying? Infinite. Tell us what you're carrying.
Save us from ourselves.
Put pants on and carry a knife for once. Ben, you too. Probably already have pants on, but
Justin, he stands by it.
as you should.
Yeah. I mean. Also, what is up, Ben? Hello.
Anyone carrying anything uber fancy this week?
Yes, but nothing new uber fancy.
Yeah.
Mine's not fancy, but it's topical, so.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, we can keep that in mind. So a bunch of us went out this weekend. We were able to get some hunting in. Unfortunately, wrong species for myself. Also saw some action, but it was high adrenaline action, so.
Yes. And some animals that were like eyeballing us from areas they knew we couldn't go.
There is this whole thing called property lines. You try to adhere to property lines, and the animal's not on this side of property lines taunting you. Tis what it is, but
I swear I saw one of the deer actually do one of these at me. But that might have been the moose.
I was gonna say that was the moose we saw.
I was gonna say, how did it make its antlers do that? It's terrifying.
Both ears and antlers, independent of each other, like chameleon's eyes. So,
that's
I
awful.
I don't like that image.
Why do you think they're so vicious?
Gotta scrub that image out of my head here.
So anyway, for her this weekend, I was carrying the good old bringer out from time to time XHP Ultimate Hunter from Cold Steel.
Hell yeah, it's a great knife.
Yeah, you did. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's a fantastic knife. Everyone should have an Ultimate Hunter. Even the new version S35. Get it. It's ergonomically, it's a phenomenal knife.
One of my favorite treatments of G10 is this 3D machine contouring they got going. It's pretty, it's functional, and it looks slick.
So I'm looking at Ben's comment in chat, just wearing something from the pants up. Does that mean he's wearing pants and everything else above? Or is he is he like Donald Ducking it?
I think he's Donald Ducking.
He put his clothes on backwards now, and it's like pants out, like so.
Okay.
Yeah, jackets
For
went
a
on
second.
first, followed
Mm,
by t-shirts. So on and so
yeah.
forth. Yeah, shoes on the inside, socks on the outside. It's from the pants out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's don't like it. That's worse than crisscross.
Yeah, something's got to make you jump.
That is fair. You got me there.
Is it
Well,
fair?
Something's got to make me jump.
maybe
Oh,
twice. You might jump even like so.
Hmm.
Good lord, good lord. Ball. What are you carrying this weekend?
So funny enough, I was going hunting. I don't know if you heard, but I was out hunting and I took silly things into the woods because I like doing that. So I went out with a Grimsbow Norseman and took a photo that looks kind of photoshopped because it's a weird perspective.
it looks very aggressive. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, for the record, oh, that's cool. That's cool. For the
Yeah.
record, he didn't even let me touch it because he knew I was just going to throw it across the field. So
Yep. True facts.
he did not let me even come close.
I felt bad stopping to like take photos and stuff when we were out for a purpose.
Well, you were only the one that was trying to get the animal. So that's,
Yeah.
I feel
you
like
know,
there's some shade being thrown here, but
well, the only whitetail I saw all day long was right in between Airdrie and Calgary, right next to Crossfire Mall. It's like, hey, there's a whitetail, Joe. I could have taken that one.
Yeah.
But literally, it was all mule deers all the time. So
Absolutely.
how useful do you think you would have found the Grimsbow had you had to use it?
I mean, I wouldn't have, but it it's got a weird tanto-y thing going on that's kind of curved.
Like, don't get me wrong. I've used blade shapes like that before for many things. I love the blade
Yeah.
on my Zulu, for instance, but I imagine skinning an animal is not an optimal task for that knife.
well, I'll pop
I,
all the joints with that one. It's good. It's
I
good.
wasn't
It's RWL.
how
It'll
dare
take it.
you? First
It'll
and
take it.
foremost, how dare you, sir?
Yeah,
But
you should know
I
me
was
by now,
not
Paul.
yeah, that's also fair. But yeah, I wasn't spoiled. I was spoiled for choice as far as what I could use for hunting, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
I had like four too many knives.
Look at that. Joe's the host now. Who was the
Are we
host
back?
before this? Joe.
I don't know. I apologize for everyone off in YouTube land because we definitely dropped out of connection there for a sec.
Yeah, we
Yes.
chatted a bunch without you. I don't know. It's
Disconnected. Weird. Okay. Not sure what happened.
It did say that you were the host now, so I'm wondering if that was an evil twin situation. Parallel universe just frizzied out there for a second, and then
The anti-Joe?
yeah.
Or was this the order? I can't remember if that was the original order or not. Paul was above me or
I'm
not.
usually on the bottom. I don't know why this is so tight to my face tonight.
It's better than the screen being. I'll tell you.
Uh,
How's it going? It's doing well tonight, guys.
See what happens
my
when you
hair
guys
might
start
have been
early.
pulled
Yeah,
back too
thanks,
tight.
Ben. Thanks for saying that. Next time we're early, I'm just gonna be. Where's that outage?
Look, we had to catch back up with our usual time, okay?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, Norseman, don't use it for skinning animals, probably.
Wow.
I
wouldn't
mean,
go that far.
I had an Astuca and a meat crafter and a lone wolf and a original Bowie and a super freak. I was
You
pretty
brought the
well
super
covered.
freak with you?
Yeah, it was my pocket thing.
Wait, back that trade up for a second. Out of everything you own, that was all right, whatever. I don't care. I'm just voting for no reason.
Is that not the right choice for that application?
Yeah. No
I,
more
I
than a Norseman is.
yeah.
Nope.
All right.
Really?
I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
I get you. I don't technically own it. I still have it with me. It still exists.
Did you hear the list of what he had on him?
I
Neither one of
did.
those things are
Yeah.
yeah.
That was definitely before. Yeah. Huh. All right.
And the original Bowie, just cause, you know.
Well, it was my dad. So if I get a deer, I will make some cuts with it. I'm just gonna slice that deer up a little bit. You know.
Just
I'm gonna warn the deer about you.
I mean, not. I'm gonna do it after. I feel like it will care less once it's dead.
I mean, who's Grimsmo? CJ is asking. He wasn't here last week. He was here last week. He just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's not gonna show up on camera, but it's mine.
I mean, it's no Ultimate Hunter. Actually,
It is a nice Ultimate Hunter. Don't get me wrong. It is nice.
I haven't lost in the woods, so it's one cold steel knife that stayed in your pocket the whole trip. It's good.
Yeah.
My HP doesn't rust at all because it doesn't get left out there for 3 months at a time.
That is also fair. Hey, I haven't left a knife in the woods since though.
I was gonna say, was Norseman still on this fence post? I'll just
No. But the reason why you didn't get a chance to play with it is because the only time that it was out was for a photo. As soon as I was done, it was back into the pocket because like hell I was gonna lose this in the woods.
Segue. I got nothing. Joe, what are you carrying?
That is.
So you do it right there.
How's this? Yeah, pretty much. How's this for a segue? I was carrying my military. Surprise, surprise. But like with intention this time, because tonight's night we're talking about the military too, and I wanted to think more about the military one, although not technically the military one. There's some. I have problems with Spyderco's naming conventions. We'll probably
military
talk about
the
that later.
First. Thank you very much.
Oh, please, military the first was his father's name. Please call him military.
Was it like military the first 2.0 or something?
Oh god, it's so stupid. So like, yes, there was an original military with a smaller lanyard tube and a single-sided pivot instead of the dual-sided pivot. I think that's it for the exterior. Oh no, there was also a backspacer instead of standoffs on the older version. Like there were a number of incremental changes they did, but they never actually initiated a version change until they introduced this bad boy recently, the Military 2, seen here beside my regular military. Yeah.
Well,
do they look like militaries? Hey, look.
Both, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's because they're making both, right?
So the idea, I think, is that they're going to continue to make the liner lock version for a while, quote unquote. No idea how long that while is going to be.
Is it smaller than the original, or is it just that
that's just the perspective in this photo. I actually have a couple of pictures where the knives are lined up on top of each other, and the profile is pretty similar.
Okay.
This may or may not be a Mannix lockback situation where it's around and it's gone and then it's back around for a while and then they make an XL version of it just to piss you off. It's called the police. It's good times.
Well, we'll get to that.
But that's Police the Fifth. Thank you very much.
Is it? Is he?
It would be if they made another one. We're on 4 right now. So, I mean, his inheritance was pretty good. So, it's
little bastard set for life.
That's the Swedge dreams are made of right there.
I wish
I didn't realize.
What's that?
I didn't look at Joe's military side by each with the one on the shelf today. So it's kind of blown my mind how different the hardware is and how that little change makes it look like a PM2 versus a military. It looks like just a big PM2, which it is.
Yeah, and
But
then someone threw like this stretch straight spined XL blade on it. It's super weird. I don't know, man.
You know, I actually didn't get a side by side with the stretch, but I did get a side by side with a few others here.
They look the same.
Not too dissimilar, no. So
Although,
let's
doesn't a
see.
stretch have a proper finger choil? Is that the difference?
Well, the stretch, yes, but I mean, so does the military, and so does the paramilitary 2, and so does the para 3. So that's the complete family right there. Although I threw in the FRN mini for just something a little different there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Then here's a shot with the police directly above it. The police is actually just slightly longer. Again, there's a little bit of, it's not parallax, but there's a little bit of perspective at play here. Resting on my laptop here, yeah, the police blade does stick out a little bit further, but they are very, very, very similarly sized knives.
And the native chief is no slouch on that, especially when it comes to the slightly lopsided blade to handle ratio, which some of the bigger Spydercos are a victim of that for sure. The police is actually probably, yeah.
Are you one of those guys that likes a even knife?
No, you know me. Okay. I've called out like the best tech imp before and shit like that. Like
I wanted to make sure because I thought we've had this conversation before.
But still off. It doesn't change the fact that I like it. That it's not.
Dennis and I both like our natives, for instance. Like it's
That's a fair point.
And that is a very much, you are losing a big chunk of that blade for extra grip, which I'm okay with for some reason.
So other noticeable difference is the military 2 sticks with S30. At least this variation of
does, yes.
And not the S45s.
They got to use up what they got, okay?
Hey man, they have more than enough overpriced S30 smocks and Kaparas to go around. They don't need to use it on this shit anymore.
You got me.
So,
no, Spyderco got you. That's why you both own smocks.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of the S30. I will say though, I do find it very strange that they didn't go with S45 for the compression lock variation. It is a bit weird.
Well, they have to come out with a sprint run with milled forest green handles in S45 and overprice that one first, and then they can make the transition to S45 at the normal price without it going up in the slightest, and no one will ever call them out for it.
Is this before or after they did the Colorado flag along the handle?
Oh, same year. You have your choice.
Same time. First one, then immediately the other. Yeah.
Okay.
But that one you have to pay double what a PM2 costs, because America. But only 1/50th of it. You can imagine what all of America would cost.
Too much goddamn money. That's what it would cost.
They did not accept Alaska. I mean, you could have Alaska.
I'll take Alaska.
Is it up for grabs? Shit.
Not you.
Alaska, please.
Not you. Jesus.
Not you, you poor.
Come on.
Oh.
Someone with some clout.
Do you think like the billionaires are rich enough to buy Alaska?
Oh yeah. You could.
Here's a picture of some pocket clip differences, by the way.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. That's original clip is heinous.
I mean,
Paul, it's beautiful. What are you talking about?
The upgraded clip is a beaut too. I mean,
yeah, but at least it's the standard hole pattern, so I can get a replacement.
The one.
That's the worst part. Is the military was around enough. I bet you could find a pretty easy one.
I think you could. Yeah.
That's stupid about it, but yes,
fair point.
3-pole patterns and whatnot.
You can put your friggin' native clip that you have, Dennis, Yeah, that guy right there
Bam.
would be
Yeah.
fantastic on the military because it wouldn't even touch my hand because the military is this freaking big. My hands are
See,
off screen.
I
This
was
freaking
just
big.
I was just gonna say the one thing I like about this style of clip, at least for tip down, when I'm holding the knife, most of the clip is out of the way of my hand. It's actually stupid comfortable. However, this isn't a deep carry. This is not a deep carry clip on the new military 2, and
It's also
those
tipped down.
clips. Well,
Goddamn tipped
why did
down.
it come tipped down from factory? Like this whole legacy thing of oh that's the way the original military came.
I,
It's like okay, but
I
like
was
literally
complaining.
80% of knife users in the modern market today, if they like a pocket clip, they like it to be tip up. That's so to ship it tip down just seems a little bit strange. Like because the first thing guys
Well,
are going to do is swap it over if they're going to carry it. But
it
Because
bothers
then,
me that they do it the PM2 as well.
well,
yeah,
I was going to say, then they'd have to start doing it with all the PM2s too.
yeah.
Like,
But the thing
And they
damn,
do
we
it with
it's
the
started
not
something now.
PM2.
it's not
We're in
any
too
extra
deep.
work. Like it's just moving it to a different position. It's the same amount of work.
And they already do it with the Para 3.
Yeah, that weird. Just so weird.
I like the fact that they give you the option to choose that. But when 90% of people are going to use a method that you don't originally sign up for, it's frustrating. But this, like, the fact
Like
that I have to take it off and change it around means there's a chance that I might strip a screw.
Hey,
If it just
also,
came in like that, I wouldn't have to worry about it.
yeah,
yeah.
true story. But also on this thing, like, where the hell is that freaking lanyard now next to the where the clip is going to go? Because everyone's going to change it to tip up. But now your
Mm.
clip and your lanyard are like
It'll
playing
be
tug of war with the real estate next to each other. That's a super weird spot for that to be.
it's a little strange, but honestly, I don't think it's I prefer this to this bullshit.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. That's not a good example.
No,
Like it's
but
yeah,
that's the
But this is
alternative is either it's going to be beside or it's going to be below. I'm just happy it's beside. Like this is definitely the lesser of two evils in this
I don't
particular
know.
case.
I don't know. It just
it,
looks weird as hell.
it
Okay,
would be
well,
neat to see some of these American companies use some of the funky lanyard options that are out there.
what if they had done this? Done the native thing where they have the hole in the pocket clip.
I'd be fine with that.
Because I personally love that shit. That's great, especially when you have it up like for access to the pivot. That's smart decision making, smart design.
I
It's cool.
I bet you could set up that clip that Dennis has. Does the hole line up with the lanyard hole in the native?
Yeah,
Could you run a lanyard right through it?
yeah,
See, perfect.
yeah. True story.
If you're one of them fellas,
Yeah.
they're set up.
And I mean, to be
One of them.
fair, that clip placement is the same as it is on the Para 2. It does look a little more strange on the military for some reason, but I don't know that
Yeah,
I
I don't
can
know.
articulate why.
And I don't know if I actually have noticed it on the PM2 before. It's just when you were pointing it out and you were looking at the differences between it. I was like, that whole side by side thing is kind of odd. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of guys aren't a lanyards guy, but I mean, for some guys that are, it's almost like stacking on top of each other with them right next to each other, right? So,
I
Well,
uh,
think I think Joe's right that if they had just done them over top of each other like the native, it would have been
yeah,
the best of both worlds.
that's the right answer for sure.
Yeah.
it's just they've stuck with this tube lanyard for so long, and
I was gonna say, or try something new.
I would have liked to have seen the native style, but
Do a plug just because there's a whole like aftermarket for them already
mm,
for your knives. Do a plug with a hole drilled through it the other way, so you can put a lanyard through it the other way if you wanna.
yeah, I guess that way you wouldn't be fighting with the clip in terms of grip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So random spec on this guy, 4.3 ounces as far as the weight goes. And then the other thing I noticed, 4 point blade length, but 3.65 on the edge. You lose over a quarter inch because of big, thick choil going on.
Yeah, that's typical for Spyderco blades with a big old choil for sure.
I'm okay with it. You got plenty of blade.
Yeah. And the 4 ounce is not bad. I mean, G10
Nope.
handle, it could be lighter, but it's a big old knife. So
I was gonna say it's damn near an ounce an inch.
There is some skeletonization happening on the liners. I can throw a few pictures up here and here. You can get some glances at that. But it's pretty minimal steel installation for the most part, so I think they did basically what they could to keep it nice and solid.
Dick Richards in chat. What is up?
Hello, hello.
Excuse me.
Not that
so they're
many
doing
other.
peel ply G10 on this.
Yep.
What's
Not
Peel
just
Ply G10?
What's Peel Ply G10?
Yeah.
So Peel Ply G10 is a brand of G10 where when you get it from the manufacturer, there's a top layer that you can peel off. So you'll often see manufacturers do a lot of profile milling, like they'll get the profile of something cut, they'll chamfer around the edge, and at the very end of the process, they'll peel the top layer. That top layer is in place when you're pressing the G10, curing it with resin, and that's actually what leaves that texture. So Spyderco doesn't put that
Okay.
texture on there. Benchmade doesn't put the texture on their flat
Okay.
pack G10. Cold Steel doesn't do it. What it is it's a texture from the manufacturing process.
peel ply textured G10 scales. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how you get that super fine texture. And that's part of why custom knives tend to have some more intense sculpting or 3D machining or these kinds of things. Because otherwise, you normally just get like flat pack, like polished G10.
I get you.
There's
When you said Peel Ply, I was thinking the carbon fiber, but it would be the exact same process. It makes sense.
It's exactly the same. Yeah. So Peel Applied G10 does the same thing, Peel Applied, yeah, carbon fiber does the same thing as Peel Applied G10. I'm not sure if Peel Apply is the name of the company or if it's the name, or if it's like the branding of the product. I haven't looked that far into it.
I think
I have a
it's
feeling.
the term, I think, of
Yeah, it
Make
might
the
be.
process.
Well, it might even be like a manufacturer direct type thing because all the G10 I've ever personally come across for for making handle scales of whatever, um, I haven't seen any Peel Ply. I've only ever come across like the color type or like the specific weave pattern, whatever. Um, but not Peel Ply specifically. Nothing with that texture.
That's what I was going to ask. But does it come with a texture? No.
No, no. Um, not that I've
so
seen. Yeah.
compression lock versus liner lock. Joe,
Yes.
thoughts, feelings, opinions? You on the OG one? What
Um,
do you think?
um, the detent on the two I got to play with was a little soft for my liking. Gotta be honest. But gotta wonder if that's them dialing in the action a little bit over time because there was some variation in the paramilitary 2 for a number of years, and it seems to have stabilized lately. But as far as actuation goes, it just feels like a big paramilitary 2. Like it would, that is to say, it feels fine. Um, I can hold the compression lock, snap the knife open. I can reverse flick it okay. You'll actually see that the access to the hole is accentuated a little bit on the profile here. Like the hole actually seems to sit a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
higher relative to the handle. There's also a few other changes with the liner lock here. I will say, ergonomically, in hand, the compression lock version doesn't have this cutout that the liner does. So while it does feel different, I would say it feels better on the compression lock. It doesn't feel like there's doesn't feel like there's a big old gap for the liner. Yeah. Um, they
And
did.
I was gonna say, like, ultimately, which do you prefer? But like, I mean,
Yeah.
ergonomically, yeah.
I'm more used to the liner lock. I think I'm more familiar with the liner lock at the moment. I might I might just barely prefer the liner lock, but also keep in mind the only true compression lock that I own right now is a junior, so experience
You
is a
had
little
that
bit different.
perfectly. perfectly line up with your eyeball when you put it up.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I've done not even as smooth as the first time.
You should
Um,
carry that knife more, by the way.
I should. It's a nice knife. I've been carrying honestly, my military and the native a lot lately. But that keeps catching my eye. I will say that honestly, more so than the difference with the liner lock is actually this right here, the choil area. On the original military, you have this round section where when you're holding in a very forward grip, it's very comfortable and you can really point with it and it feels like you're under control. You're not slipping, but you're also not being pinched. Um, Whereas this is very much like a paramilitary 2 feeling choil. It wants to lock your hand in a little bit more. Um, it is different. I think I prefer the curvature on the original military. Um,
That's
this
right, you're allowed to be
feels
wrong.
it feels a little bit more pokey than I'd like. Is the only thing. Um,
Well, it traps you in that one spot, whereas the original military gives you a little more room for.
yes, but it's also blocky. And the reason I bring that up is if you look at the native here, thickness of the carbon fiber relative to the lock bar versus. Ah, man, I really wish I had better lighting in here. Thickness of the carbon fiber relative to the blade steel. There's actually some contouring here. Wow. Do I have a pocket light? Because this actually, I kind of want to make a point about this. There's less material right at the point of that choil. Is that too bright? Let's do it this way. Right. So there's a little bit less material right here at the point of that choil. So when I'm holding this native in this forward grip, like again, being very pointed with it, I don't feel like my finger is getting pinched all that much. This actually feels quite comfortable. And this, to be clear, is not the most comfortable grip for most applications, but if I'm really trying to drive something forward and I have to use this knife, it's not bad. I can do it, and I can do it for a prolonged period of time. But given how thick the handle material is and how much it doesn't there's no chamfering really on the corners there. It just feels slightly more pinchy. But if you like the ergos and the Para 2, it's probably a non-issue. I just feel like I've been spoiled by the chamfering on the original military a little bit.
And now I want to take it and round that off, kind of like the native there, and just make it better.
And that's
But you have to
probably
be careful you don't go through the corner.
spoiler alert on my feelings overall in this knife, but the first thing that I would do if I got a military 2 would be to chamfer basically all the way around. Reduce the thickness at the edges.
You had a picture of the liners. How close do the liners get to the edge? Like, what's the chances of you blowing through?
Not very high. I mean, there's about I wouldn't exactly call that an eighth, but you can see the spacing there at the very end near the pocket, the screws.
Do you have a photo near the lock, like near that choil? Does it go straight past the choil, or does it zoom in and come back out?
Not super well defined in pictures. No, the closest I got for the lock was actually the reverse photo of the pocket clips here. So I don't know how close you actually get in those areas.
Oh yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah. This isn't really a major difference, but they did change the butt ends of the handles as well. Butt ends, I guess I should say the beak towards the end of the handle.
Cheeks.
Oh, there we go. There you go. So this guy seems to have a little bit more of a hook on the OG, and then it's rounded off a little bit more to match the Para 2 or Paramilitary 2. I don't know, for a big knife like this where I might be choked way back on it, I kind of like having a little bit extra curve just to hold my hand, but again, that might be personal preference, but it is a difference that I notice when handling both knives.
Look, for all the guys that want to have more PM2s in their PM2 collection, well, they get to have a big one. And they can start a second collection and have.
Look, Spyderco's got a well-oiled money-making machine on their hands here. They understand.
I guarantee there's already like 2 or 3 like variations, and I've already seen at least one exclusive on their website.
Well, there's a carbon fiber S90V variant where I'm thinking, son of a bitch, Sal Glesser, you're gonna get my goddamn military money. Like, man,
gonna get my military money.
It's kind of a foregone conclusion that I was going to get a new one anyway, but it's just about which variation, which one do you get.
S45.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just with some milled green G10, like extra
Yeah.
$100 more than it should be.
I'd pay.
It's
Would I
fine.
pay?
It's fine.
Would I pay $100 more than I should? I don't know.
And then they'll celebrate their 54th anniversary and not do anything about that either.
Yeah.
Look, if there's a CPM 54 by that point, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
S54 VN.
The other small difference, they moved away from the pin hardened stop pin into a standoff to match again the 2 and the 3.
Yeah, I like the pin. You can't over tighten a pin.
No, I do like the pin, and I'm happy that we still see it. I've been jumping around. Still see it on things like the Native Chief. Yeah, it just looks cool, and it does help with tensioning issues.
We're being asked if there's a paramilitary too. Yes, there's a paramilitary. There's a military. There's a military 2. There's a paramilitary 2, and there's a para 3.
And there used to be.
Yeah.
Like Dennis is gonna say, there used to be a paramilitary, it's been discontinued. Their naming conventions for this this whole family are just all over the fucking map, and I hate it.
And then they came out with a straight spine stretch, and
yep,
they were like, "It's not a military. It has nothing to do with the military. Significantly different."
Thanks for not being confusing, Spyderco. Yeah, exactly. That's the naming convention hurts my brain.
The reason it bothers me so much is because if you look elsewhere in Spyderco's lineup, their naming conventions usually make sense. The only thing that trips me up occasionally is stuff like Paul and I were discovering today, the Cali 3 and the Cali 3.5. Those are so named because of the blade lengths. There's not a Cali 1 or 2. There's a Calypso. There's a Calypso Junior, which I guess have evolved into the Cali 3, Cali 3.5.
Correct, sir. Correct. Yeah.
Like, anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to ramble about this stuff because I really, really, really like it, but...
Yeah, I'm not waiting on it.
And I'm wondering how many more Sages they can come out with before they come out with a Sage 6, so...
If...
Oh, yeah.
No more, you sons of bitches. Anyway.
That is a blurry picture. Let me get rid of that one.
If I can't have S45, is a crew wear a good substitute?
Oh, they're going to throw every steel under the sun. They're going to bumblebee it and put it in the Salt Series and throw some Magna Cut in this shit within the next year. Like, seriously. The Military 2 is going to explode on the scene. That's why they did S30, is just to get your money here. And then when all the other variations come in, they got some money there, too.
Yeah.
And then when more variations come in after that, they got other people's money. But most of us have been like, hey, I got one. We're good.
Okay, but are you telling me you wouldn't get one if it was an M4?
Well, no, because they announced the Tenacious in M4, so I'm still waiting for the Persistence in M4, so I can get one of those little sons of bitches.
Son of a bit. That's what I forgot at my man. In the garage, at Dad's garage, I had a Persistence I wanted to bring in for side by side because they're damn near the same size.
The Resilience.
The Resilience, yeah. The Resilience, yeah.
The big one, yeah. The I don't want your big boy action. I like the little boys.
Oh dear. Didn't realize it was not going to be that kind of an evening.
It's M4. It's M4. It's, yeah,
I guess. But that note.
Yes.
What do you guys think? Like, I know, Paul, you've got a PM2.
Yep.
Dennis, you don't have anything out of the military series.
No, you got your compression locks that just mess shit up. They're just over there messing shit up for lefties.
How cool would it have been had they done the smock thing on this knife, though? Like, with how big the handle is, there's plenty of room to hide that mechanism and then make it look slick.
The button lock? Yeah, the button lock.
Yeah, button lock compression.
Just do that shit especially since Spyderco's patent on the compression lock has expired. I mean, why not start using the button version on basically everything? Unless there's some kind of like failure inherent with these that I'm just not aware of. Like, I haven't heard of anything, but
No,
No.
but they're in cahoots with that guy that you can glue that tab onto. And they're getting a cut, so they don't want to mess with a good thing.
The
oh
tab
yeah,
onto.
I'm sure they're making hand over fist on that. Yeah.
There's some aftermarket guy that like sells this little tab, and he's basically like, yeah, 3D printed tab. You just glue it onto where the compression lock is, and now it's a button.
My
Dick
button.
Richards is making confessions in chat.
What's that?
So Dick Richards is making confessions in chat. He lost his parent Street Bowie months ago. Nothing's been right since.
That sucks.
Well, you
Yeah.
just have to buy 2 Subway Bowies, and that'll equal the same size of a street Bowie.
Gotta tape them together.
Yeah.
Like back to back.
No, point to point.
Just like making a draw knife. I see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, this gives me an excuse to buy another paramilitary.
That's a military, sir.
Yes, I'm aware, but it is also a paramilitary, basically.
XL.
And that with an aftermarket pocket clip. Maybe they'll go to some aftermarket scales.
Yeah, you could
Definitely.
get one with a hole through the center of it so you can put your lanyard. Maybe you can do
Okay.
2 lanyards, one
So-
off the clip and one off the pocket hole.
It would not be
Perfect.
it would not be a stretch XL to imagine that it would purchase the carbon fiber Lotus scales from Flytanium and put them on like an S90V variant of the military too. Because holy shit, that would be awesome.
S90 crew wear something MagnaCut. I'm into it. Hell,
They
after
need-
my experience with S45,
They need
I'll
to
use that.
bumblebee tuna this thing. That's my new name for the PM2,
Bumblebee
that's for
tuna.
sure. It's
Yeah.
MagnaCat Salt Series.
It's Bumblebee
If it's
tuna.
not a
Bumblebee.
bumblebee tuna, yeah, I don't know what is.
You got me there. You got me thinking. You got me on both sides there.
That's how he gets you.
I knew I would. I knew I would, Paul. That's
Boy.
yeah, compression loss can go to hell. So come up with a lefty version and ask something more than 30
They'll probably do a lefty version eventually.
in something more than S30.
So
Yeah.
here's
And then I still won't buy it. Who am I kidding? They got an S45 lefty version, and I still don't give a shit. It's just I don't
Yeah.
care about PM2s. I just don't. I don't care
That's
about PM2s XLs either. They almost got me on a stretch, but I don't like a lockback either, so they didn't get me on that one either.
To be fair, they're not pretty knives by any stretch, I would argue. They're not. I'm not buying it because it's like, yeah, that's a good looking knife. I'm buying it because I know it'll be a workhorse.
That's
Yeah.
why
It'll get its shit done.
I mean that's why I bought the S110 variant of this guy. And that's why it's gonna take like a special variation of a 2 for me to get it. Like I have a lot of knives in S30V. I like S30V. I love the way Spyderco does it. But actually, come to think of it, I have an older military with Digicam and S30V blade there as well. So I mean, yeah.
And when it comes to a larger Spyderco blade, I don't see anything kicking this out of my pocket anytime soon.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
The S90 and the lightweight, and it's no slouch on the blade length. Like I said, it makes my Sleesh Bowie look small. But
Should polish out that carbon fiber.
no, no. And honestly, even just
Yeah.
using it on a day to day, like I will give some feedback on that, even though it's not related to this. It has definitely smoothed out in the pocket for even the last month and a half that I've owned it. It's not nearly as textury as what you get out of the box.
That's nice.
No. I'm just being argumentative now for no reason.
I was- We met, yeah, pretty much. Here's a complaint. They continue to use T15 pivots.
Sweet, man. It's for all those auto mechanics.
Yeah. Look, I get it. The OG used T15, but the 3 and the 2, or I guess paramilitary 2 and the para 3 both used what, T10?
Yes, T10.
Yeah. Um,
But if little known fact, if you don't have a T15, you can always take your T7 and your T8 and put them together.
no.
It's-
Speaking of
Well,
T8s, though, the body
let them
screws are
learn for
T8.
themselves.
Ben told me, what's that? Sorry, Paul?
I said, let them learn for themselves.
I
Yeah.
was saying, Ben earlier said I had to be careful on what I said on YouTube, so I figured I might as well throw a bunch of random shit out.
Yeah.
But the guy on YouTube told me it would work.
That's never been a good criminal defense before. It's not going to start now.
It's not going to stick. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that with something fancy in the steel and some fancy carbon fiber, especially some aftermarket carbon fiber. Although, I mean, that's another what, 120, 140 bucks?
Yeah.
How long until military 2 scales are on the market?
A month.
I was going to say, if they're not out already, I'm shocked.
I don't know that they're out now, but I bet you announced for the new year.
I doubt Spyderco gave anyone an advanced look at the scales or the files or whatever. So I mean,
look, you just take a PM2 and you scale it up ever so slightly, and it's done.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I would expect there to be new scale replacements available imminently. It would make sense. I gotta say, if you're the type of guy to deck your
RC Blade Works and Rock Scale.
Did they really?
That's
already?
Hilarious.
Good for them.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
How many dollar dues are they?
Oh, I'm not sure.
All the bucks?
Multiples of the bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, RC Blade Works is not Rock Scale. Rock Scale is a PM2. But
I see.
RC Blade Works is in the books. Yeah.
Nice. We would just like your entire savings, please. Just
It's pretty reasonable. I think that's where my Carta handles for a 640 Mr. Fiskey might own. I think that's where those came from, with RC Blade Works.
fancy.
Well, that makes that 640 a lot nicer to look at.
Hey, man, you're not wrong.
I like the 640. It's like ZT's version of a Benza, almost, kind of.
The
Nice try.
green has grown on me, though. I'll be honest.
It will. That's called mold. It's if you wait long enough, it becomes penicillin, and you can use it on yourself.
There you go. This is a constant cycle.
Yes, exactly. It's the circle of life. There's a Lion King song in there.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Ben is saying Mr. Fisk just says you can't patent a hole, Spyderco, which is true. Both that he would say it and that you can't patent a hole.
You can trademark the shit out of it, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Unsubscribed.
There we go.
There we go. End scene.
Yeah, exactly. Tribute.
So,
there was a montage. It's fun.
I think this is something that makes sense that it exists. I think we've said many times before that, like, yeah, this is probably something that should have happened years ago. Is it a recommendable knife? I would say so.
Over a PM2?
If you like larger blades, yeah. If you like larger blades and you value edge holding over toughness, in particular when it comes to that edge.
I think I'd still recommend a Shaman. If you're looking for a bigger, tougher blade with S30, I think I'd recommend a Shaman with a compression lock over a military.
A Shaman over the military and S30 for sure.
For toughness,
although you give it,
sure.
Give me a different steel, and I might change my opinion.
Yeah. But right now, as it sits, if you're telling me about a big beefy knife and is this going to replace something in the cabinet, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Dude, give me S45 and I will be a
If
happy
you
camper.
have a crap ton of police models and you have a crap ton of PM2s, and those are the two knives that you love more than anything, then you'll probably really like this knife. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
Controversial take. I might buy an S45 one over a MagnaCut version if they were both available.
Why?
Well, is it
I don't
milled
have any other
green
S45.
G10 that's like highly overpriced? That's the ultimate question here.
No, just like a regular one, like the year later
The one
after.
that comes out the year later? Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I,
Cool,
I,
cool,
I know that the score. I could wait.
Yeah. Something to be said for being a little bit more patient, for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. I want to play with some Magna.
Well, I have MagnaCut in a pretty good profile right now, and I'm enjoying it profusely. But I also played with S45 last night, and I don't have a folder in it. So that would also be kind of neat.
Hmm.
Might lead me toward even a pair of three. Get one in each size.
I don't recall if Spyderco had said any plans, but I just realized that if they had offered this in a Spy 27 variant, I probably would be a hell of a lot more tempted.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Fine-grained, relatively tough steel. Something I haven't played with personally, but for most of the guys who I've talked to that have actually owned and used it for a period of time, they all seem to enjoy it. So I could see it working in a larger profile like that. I'd be pretty into it, especially since
That's
again the S110, as far as like ultimate edge holding goes, like I went over a year without needing to resharpen this thing, like occasionally stopping it. Like Jesus Christ, Spyderco and your S110 is insane. Um, so I don't know. I think a more tough steel with a larger blade just makes sense.
I might have to touch up my pair two and recarry that. Give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's a sweet steel.
You should rough up the G10 on that though.
No, never again.
take a draw file to it and just yeah, that
I'll
face.
take a jimping file and I'll re-jimp the whole thing.
Oh. All right. Well, that was the Paramilitary 2 XL.
We should buy one if you like knife, but more.
You like the things that Spyderco does? Do you wish that it was more? Here you are.
Look, can we get a military, but like Tatanka-sized military
Ooh, that'd be kind of neat.
power lock? Can
Man,
we take the military and make it the Sage series? Different locks.
no, I know what you mean. I'm just considering it now.
Well, I mean, as long as you do at least 4 variations of a compression 5, just to piss me off.
Oh, dude, if they did they did a return to like the Phoenix or the Polywog style ball bearing lock, but in the military,
Uh-huh.
shit.
Only if they did it with the
Uh-huh.
same gross blue G10 that they did last time.
Why do you gotta say these things? I mean, I'd live with it, but I was hoping for literally anything else.
Are you talking about like the blue that is the same blue
The
As a
dodo.
dodo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
sir. That blue.
Oh, haters. Haters.
That
That's
is
fair.
the
It's
blue.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I want that as a thing. Spyderco, you know what to do.
Go
Make
on,
the money.
get.
Yeah,
Hey,
make the money, bud.
your patent on that ball and anvil style lock is it's still active for a good number of years here. You could really milk that sucker before it goes out to pasture.
I'm saying, dude. Like, now I want the things, and I can't have the things. I'm gonna have to call Sal up.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Sal.
then when he ignores my calls, I'll try Eric.
Well,
Sal,
I mean-
are you there? It's me, Paul. We've got to
At
talk.
least
Hey, bud.
send them the schematics first.
Of course.
Oh my god.
But I'm gonna follow up. I'm not just gonna send the schematics and then, you know, expect them to get in contact with me.
Sounds about right. Okay.
So yeah. Thoughts, feelings, final grades. Um,
We're being asked a question about S110V from Spyderco and
Okay.
burnt blade edges. Was that a concern?
My chat is not loading. Could you read out the
Okay.
question for me?
Hey Joe, I just heard a bunch of dudes complaining about the S110V was burnt at the blade edge from Spyderco. Do you know what that's about? Cannot find
Hmm.
an answer anywhere.
So this seems to be largely anecdotal, but we as a shop have taken in some Spydercos with S110 that were chipped. And the feedback that I had gotten from the users were saying that they hadn't been sharpened at home, that they had been used fairly roughly at work, reading between the lines, probably abused at work, um, and the edges had chipped out. My experience has been nothing like that. And my experience when talking to people who had bought S110V from Spyderco more recently has been nothing like that. It may have been that they overheated the edge at the time for the first generation or like the first little while from Spyderco back when they started using S110 as a non-sprint. Like that was kind of big for them when they started doing this blue-purple blurple coloration. It's possible that there was either something up with the heat treatment, or more likely they weren't water cooling the blades sufficiently enough at sharpening, or they were sharpening too quick, too hard. That would be my
um,
inclination.
I will say from personal experience that I have seen brand new models, and Golden Colorado seems to be the recurring theme of Golden Colorado might have some burnt edges from time to time upon sharpening. Haven't seen it in a whiles, so whether that was a very particular whatever
They got rid of that
series.
guy.
Yeah, basically, who knows, right? Like it's yeah,
Yeah.
or skills got better, things happened, whatever, right? So I haven't seen it within the last, I want to say 5 years. But
Mhm.
Golden Colorado for a while had some like straight out the boxes, oh, that tip is straw colored type of thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
A little
I
bit
don't
of
think
that,
it was
yeah.
necessarily S110 related as it was particular location and skill set of whoever was involved at that particular time. So,
And that's actually a good point. At the Spyderco factory, I'm not actually as aware of their sharpening regimen as I am, say, Benchmade from 5 or 7 years ago. Benchmade, I know they do their bevels are machine ground, but the final sharpening is all done by hand. Spyderco, I was under the impression, as much as they could, everything was automated, including the edge bevel grinding.
well, yeah. I mean,
Maybe the machine was just running too fast, like you were saying.
I say the
Either,
robot doesn't care. He's heating the blade up.
The robot
well,
was fired.
and different steels are more susceptible to reheating, overheating than others. Like M4, you can get away with a lot. It's
Well,
actually it's a high speed steel. It was made specifically to hold its temper at high temperatures. But
and depending on the series of belts that they're using through their different series
yes,
of belts for different series of steels, you're using too fine of a belt with the steel and you
mm,
swap out steel, but you don't swap out belts. There's tons of variables. Yeah.
yeah.
Dang, dude, the more I hear, the less knives I want to buy. Um,
No, just
it,
buy better knives.
there's that. Usually, that burnt edge, you sharpen the knife a time or two, and it is no longer an
Oh,
issue.
that is the other thing. Even from companies like CRKT, I've yet to see a knife where if the initial edge holding is not what you would expect from a steel, you should, like you say, like Paul says, you should be able to sharpen past that point
I
and get to
mean,
steel that's been properly hardened and tempered.
or it's A2 and they just
Well,
didn't realize it was.
that's a different kind of situation.
I was going to say,
That's
are you talking about CRKT? You're talking about Bark River?
Well,
What?
no,
that's
CRKT was the topic at hand. Come on, read the room.
I mean, Bark River has also allegedly been guilty of some of that shit as well. But no, do you remember the CRKT Hootenanny?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was supposed to be S35. I think reports came back from spectrometry. Anyway, lab investigation results yielded, yeah, it's like A2 tool steel. They did a massive recall. They did right by everyone, but it was just nuts that it took so long for somebody to catch it.
And I think it
That's
started
awkward.
because they were rusting some blades.
Yes, that was like like S35 shouldn't be rusting like this. What the fuck? Yeah,
It rusted in my pocket. What's going on? My name's not Joe.
yeah, pretty much.
Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's all you got for me.
Yeah. How do I rate this? Um, how many sections are there in the U.S. military? There's the Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force.
Marines.
Are the Marines part of the?
I'm not sure. You want to get real deep into it?
I was gonna say I could even just Google.
Like, I don't know, 21.
There are 6 military branches. There's the Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Navy, and most recently Space Force. Oh, they
Oh,
need to do a collab
yeah.
with K-Bar so they can get a Space Force version of the military.
It better not be Oz 8.
It's PVD coded on 6. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I
Oh,
said it better not be Oz 8, so I guess I should have been more specific.
yeah, it's just a little bit. You know what? I give this 2 out of 6 military branches. That's what I give this thing because it's the second military. Get it?
A 2 out of 6?
2 out of 6 military branches. Yes.
That's it. I see. I was gonna give this a 3 out of 3 because it's the third version of a this knife.
I hate Spyderco's naming conventions. I hate it so goddamn much, Paul.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You and me both, bro. We were literally complaining about this exact thing today.
And I'm just gonna tell this military too that its father and its grandpappy doesn't understand its new hipster music that it's listening to, man. It's too new age. These kids nowadays, their fancy compression locks and their fidget action.
With your G10 and your S30V. What are you, from the 90s? Come on. I guess 2000s, but come on.
Yeah. Get
Born
your
in the
tips
70s.
down.
I
And I
mean,
will also say that in the description, it talks about the military too being a proud successor to the legendary design. Isn't that a bold statement for the first week that this knife has been out?
what was that line? Sorry.
Proud successor.
Oh, I
Is it
see.
allowed to be proud yet? Like, isn't that just kind of cocky?
I think that's just admitting that it's
Especially when the
literally.
military is still around. You're like,
Yeah, that's the thing. They're still making the original
Look,
military,
they're
like
gonna
on top
count
of
sales
everything
from
else.
both towards this one.
Oh my god.
They're gonna count sales from all 4 for this one.
I said, this military blue too has this like teenage blowhard attitude.
Total zoomers for sure.
Needs to be knocked down a peg or two, man.
Friggin' TikToks.
Don't refer to
Get
this
you
knife
the
as a
TikToks.
zoomer. That's awful. What did this knife ever do to deserve such disrespect? Yeah. It's not named the respect Bowie, so maybe that's what it. That's what it did.
And you can't get a respect Bowie, so you can't get no respect.
Yeah.
No, so you
Well,
can
no
get no
satisfaction.
respect. That's the
Have they
problem.
made a knife called the Satisfaction yet? Can I get some satisfaction?
Oh, I'm sure someone has a
I was
satisfaction
gonna
knife.
say probably not Spyderco.
I mean, it was probably
it-
Ike. It was probably Ike Turner, but you know, it's
Mm.
call it my satisfaction knife.
I retract my previous statement.
Well, it's too late. It's too
No,
late.
no.
I did look just because the Spyderco has made a lot of knives over the years. There is no Spyderco satisfaction.
Uh, there is
They
no.
called it the S for short.
Is that what that was?
No, nothing to do with it. I'm just a jackass.
Apparently, it was Elvis. A little more conversation, a little more action.
For the record, we're not talking out our asses. The Spyderco S actually was a thing. Here's a picture.
I need one of those.
Yeah, right? Isn't it dorky? I love it. It's just, oh, it's great.
Hey, I got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have one called the Q.
Yeah, it was serrated. Because the S wasn't serrated. Naming conventions. Go Spyderco.
They get it so right sometimes and so horribly wrong in others.
But the Q needs to be the serrated version. Well, what's the plate edge version? S.
Did either of those things make sense? No.
S for sharp. Duh.
When you code them, though, the S will be the serrated one. Well, the S will be the Q.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, knife
Oh,
codes.
that actually gave me heartburn.
Yeah. Like actually just
Yeah. I just ate
what will the S be? It'll be a P.
Yeah.
It's
for plate edge,
salt and
right?
pepper.
Literally
Oh.
fucking awful.
Ow.
it's
Ow.
so good. It's so good.
Might be having a heart attack.
That's I would say it's deserved, but doesn't not from this. Nobody deserves this.
Not like this.
Not like this. Oh, I should watch Matrix again. It's been a while.
All right. Bigger and better things.
Bigger
Well, better, but definitely bigger. Get it?
things.
Because it's
Definitely
military
things.
too. It's. I know you're trying to segue anyway. We can do that. Let me get to a certain website so we can start doing these things. So, had kind of thought we were going to maybe talk about some other Spyderco related stuff. Unless you guys have something else in mind.
No, they came out with some new fancy things that we hadn't talked about because we've been gone for a month. So
yes,
we could do a quick skim through.
I definitely alluded to a thing that's in that catalogue.
What, like variations of a military too?
Yeah. That they already released.
Reveal Volume 14. Do we want to skip right over to the military stuff? Or do we want to just blast through it quick and then go back?
We can blast through it. You know, Mr.
Right.
Bodacious.
Yeah, Mr. Bodacious. What the hell is a Bodacious? It kind of looks like a melted Tenacious had strange interrelations with the. I don't know.
Shaman?
It's a Shaman Slim. It's a Shaman Slim.
But there's a native pin there at the back. It's weird. I like it, but it's weird.
Yeah, but
S30V again. Come on, guys. What the hell? Yeah. Sorry. Yelled right over Paul.
Oh, good. I didn't have anything really important to say.
So there's the Bodacious. There's the look, the military
why it's the
too.
Bodacious, Joe?
What's that?
You know why it's the Bodacious?
Nah, why?
It's named after a bull from the 1990s.
There was a bull in the 90s that was on like the PBR bull riding that just would mess a whole bunch of people up. And there was the dude named Tough Hedeman. I still remember the guy's name, and he got his nose crushed. And still to this day, when you look at him, he looks like he's like, I don't know how to explain it. One of the guys from Men in Black. Like, yeah, it's where it's just like something wasn't right. Little pig nose, blah, blah, blah type of thing, right? But yeah.
Well, damn.
He's an alien.
Right.
Well, I think so. But anyway, yes. Tough as Hell Bull. They named it after that. Not sure the connection to a Shaman Slim and a Bodacious, but you know.
There's something there.
That's what I'm going with, by the way. It was Shaman Slim on that guy because it's thin G10. straight slabs instead of rounded.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hey, look, a military too.
This 110 with a 4-way clip, and goodness. Yeah.
You and your kids with your fidget action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Pretty much. We've
Hey,
also
look,
got, oh, look at that. A paramilitary 2 in Spy 27. And a
our
pair
pair of
3.
three.
Yeah, 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 yeah. With G10. The number of guys I've talked to where it's like, as soon as I can get it with G10, I'm going to get that Spy 27. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of us
You
are
were
too
one of
good
them.
for FRN. Not me. I'm a slut for
You've
FRN,
been
I think.
touting. Yeah, I was gonna say you've been saying it for a while.
Oh, dude, like, as much as I've
With
been
your
carrying
whole
my
chest.
military recently, like, this has been living in my sweatpants or around the house, just random stuff, the past forever. I love Spyderco's FRN stuff. Speaking of, hey, look at that, Living Beyond Breast Cancer collaboration for the Para 3. Lightweight, BD1N still. Kind of strange that didn't upgrade the blade steel,
They
but whatever.
they made a mistake. This and S30, I probably would have maybe bought.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the like. I'm very curious about price points when these ones come in because no S30, right? And we have seen a jump in the S30 models that came out this year with the Dragonflies and the Delicas and the whatnots.
Mm,
So I am curious to see what this is going to jump compared to a black handled BD1.
I
I
gotta put
would have
these
been
photos
more
up now.
interested in this with Spy 27.
I didn't forget. I did not forget to get it with the Dragonfly. I just forgot to put the pictures up.
There you go.
Oh, look at
So,
that! Thanks, dude.
so there's your relevant to relevant size comparison.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Also, the more time I spend with that pink and black Dragonfly, the more I really like that little bugger. It's probably
Dragonfly. Get a dragonfly in your life.
yeah.
It's
I
the right
do need
answer.
one.
You should. They're great.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
So,
get me some wood scales for it.
yeah.
Talk to JP, see if he's willing to do something.
I got steel liners. It's a doable thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
100%.
little natives. Lightweight? What is the big to do on this?
Lightweights, so there's no liners, I guess, is the big thing with these guys.
Well, they had little natives with G10.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
I don't
they
know.
just FRN, little native lightweight. They FRN'd it because.
Yeah.
So what's the weight difference? It is 1.5 ounces.
Do these guys have a captive pivot pin for the lock bar?
Looks like it's molded in there, yeah.
What the hell? Okay, and there's no screw on the opposite side, so it must be molded in. Okay, that's sure.
It's actually plastic. It's fine.
The pin's plastic. It's just a fucking post.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fine.
look, if
It's
they
actually-
somehow made it reliable, I mean, okay, all right.
It's a post from each side that just meets in the middle, actually.
Paul, that's so much worse. I was almost
Yeah.
on board, and then you ruined it. But it's BD1N, so these have got to be pretty cheap.
The little native with G10 is 2.5 ounces.
What?
So you do lose a full ounce on that, then.
Like, but the thing I just said,
Yeah.
the G10 little native was 2.5. That's Osborne weight. God damn
I was
it!
gonna
Like,
say, weighs
seriously.
more than a bug out.
Yeah. Weighs more than the aluminum bug out. What
Okay.
the
But you're forgetting. Whenever Spyderco uses G10 or other non-molded materials for their lockbacks, there's a steel backspacer back there.
Oh, I get it, but damn, dude, that knife's tiny. It's like a dragonfly size.
Yeah. See, but the Dragonfly doesn't actually use steel backspacers unless it's the FRN versions. Yeah, if yours will have a steel lockback, yeah, because yours is it's got the G10 on either side, so it
Yeah.
has the steel lock bar. That's the problem with the Spyderco. Like where'd my Endura just go that I was flashing around on camera? This guy has a
They're
FRN.
plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to sand this down, but then it's just going to ruin the surface finish even more. But that lip just bugs me sometimes. Anyway.
I don't blame you. That would bug me.
Anyway, move on. Move on to the next page because that's
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah, crew air micarta. Bam, bitches, full
Mm-hmm.
spread. I have long wanted a Manix 2XL, but in
Well, yeah,
crew
that's right. I
wear,
was thinking of Manix and crew wear.
yeah, that's kind of hot. The military 2 is cool too. Don't get me wrong, but
You and
that
your fidget action.
mm, give me that
Look,
fat ball bearing action, man. Come on.
I just want to squeeze my ball and pull, okay?
Hmm? Yeah, all right. Whatever gets you to deploy, as the kids say.
Well, to the sound of the beating drum, right? Like it's
Yeah.
It's a 3.8-inch blade on that thing. The military is listed as having a 4. So yeah, that's a big boy. I just love the curve on that handle. That's cool. I am happy to see that they are expanding this across their lineup and that they are actually continuing to do it long term. This is very cool. Quick peek. Okay, so of these four, which is your favorite, Dennis? Do you think you're gonna get any of them?
no, but it would be a Mannix because I've owned a couple of them. But
That's fair.
This was the thing that I was like, oh, I might get a Manix. It was the first
Yeah.
time that I ever said that in my own head. And then out loud right now.
Yeah. Yep. uh, I keep forgetting how the Mannix 2 did that thing with the pocket clip. They put the pocket clip lower than the lanyard hole. But then they did it right on the regular Mannix. It's silly. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't like the placement of that lanyard hole either, though, in the regular Manix. That's like, why do
It's
I want it
better,
below
but
my pocket club? That much below my pocket club, excuse me.
yeah, it's almost like in line. You can kind of see in the reverse section here. It's like it's just there.
I also like the fact that if you look at all four of those models, the lanyard and the pocket clip are not lined up on a single one.
No,
It's just they were experimenting on every single one of those models. If you zoom out, it's just here, 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 here.
Dude,
How about
everywhere.
here and here? How about here and here? Like,
yeah,
I'll show you. I'll put them both on the right hand side. I'll never see it coming.
good
You
God.
know, I didn't. I didn't. It's true.
Yeah. All right. Next page, we got a Sage 5 lightweight Maximate and a Chaparral lightweight in XHP still. Oh, but
Oh,
it's
he's
full
right.
swing,
With
so there you
Spidey
go.
Edge.
Yes. XHP and a full Spidey Edge. That's kind of neat.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, 100%.
I only have one fully Spidey Edge knife right now.
Yep.
Just
You
like,
might damage your strop, though.
I mean, sure, but
It's the price you pay.
are,
It's the price you pay.
are strop rods a thing? Like, think
That's
stacked
what.
leather with
Yeah,
compound on it? Like, yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
get strapping things that are
Yeah,
Alright.
totally.
contoured
They're like
and
chisels
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
correct,
kinda cool.
correct.
I really like that.
And I mean,
Alright.
it's not gonna cut up my strap when I'm using Joe's the whole time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not sorry, not sorry. I'll do it again.
Are they implying that that knife is like has a force field blocking the rain?
No, it's hydrophobic.
Oh,
No,
I mean, why haven't companies done that yet? You got to ask yourself.
hydrophobic knives?
Spray the inside of the liners with hydrophobic material.
You don't want to eat that stuff. You don't want that stuff getting in your food.
So don't put it in your food.
What do you mean you don't suck on your knives when you're done using them to cut stuff?
Well, don't put it on the blade, obviously. But
It's a fair question, and I mean, there's actually a lot of things out that have like a physical texture that repels water. So it'd be kind of cool to see that done in like in a G10 or an F8 or something.
if you drink it and it doesn't immediately kill you, does it make it so you can't absorb water anymore and you just dehydrate and die?
No, I don't. No.
Think about it.
Anyway,
No, because it only disperses it from the part that it coats, and everything else is just instantly absorbed. So it's just shooting it into your rest of your circulatory or your blood system, whatever, maybe.
Oh, well, I don't like thinking about that.
well, here
I don't
you
like it.
you
Stop.
should think about all this Magna Cut instead. That's right.
CJ saying
Bumblebee
the
tuna.
okay,
What?
get it. CJ is saying the ball cage on a Mannix is delicate because it's plastic, I guess. But you
So
can get titanium upgrades.
So the one thing I've heard about in the past is compression on the ball cage from either side can cause the plastic to stress and crack. Um, but like you say, titanium replacements are definitely a thing. I would want one out of brass. Oh shit! Make me a nice one out of phosphor bronze. Hell yeah!
Make it try to phosphor bronze and put some tritium in it. Boom.
Wouldn't say no.
Set
Wouldn't say no.
for life.
Is it weird to say that I actually really like the black and yellow handles on that paired military too?
If you're gonna get me to buy a goddamn compression lock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Bumblebee tuna.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. It's neat. I do kind of like the idea of having their salt, the blacked out version, just be black all the way through. It's kind of neat, but I almost, man, it would be kind of cool to see a limited edition version one of these where it's the yellow and black handles, but then they do the gold Spyderco bug on the blade.
Can I fill each one of those with a tritium?
You could probably fill them with like a glow in the dark resin if you wanted.
One tritium, please.
1 billion
Her line.
tritiums,
That's
please.
Tritty eyes.
Yeah,
The
that's a lot
problem
of.
is they're not straight. They're definitely curved,
It's
and I
a
would take the
block
vial.
of tritium right there.
Yeah, I want to see the knife from space. Okay.
Oh, cool! And they are still
That's-
continuing to use DLC for their black coated stuff, at least.
The
That's
Space
awesome.
Force knife has already been made, Paul.
Yeah, that's fair. But I want this one. I want this one to give me a tumor.
No,
There's so much tritium.
What's this now? PM3 lightweight?
Yeah.
I'm curious on price points. I'm very curious on some of these price points on this lightweight bullshit with MagnaCut because MagnaCut is like not that crazy expensive, apparently.
I wouldn't mind having a swimming knife.
Yeah. Something I can, swim in my,
I want to
of
like just
mashed potatoes.
swim in a
Yeah.
river and see a trout and be like, that one's mine.
And then stab the shit out of your leg. trying
We've
to pull
already
your
seen that
pocket
Cold
knife out of your
Steel
swim
video.
shorts.
Yeah. You have to grow
Yeah.
the really long dog the bounty hunter hair first.
Dig a
I'm
hole.
working on it. I'm working on it.
I've long liked the handles on the Para 3 lightweight more than the G10 variant. And seeing it in MagnaCut and knowing that the price is probably going to be not horrible,
So
they might get me.
Ben is quoting our website and he's saying $300 for the Bumblebee tuna. So
Yeah.
that's not that bad. Seeing as how the normal one is in that 250, 275 realm, that's not that bad for some tuna.
Some milled
Freshly seared, by the way. It's freshly.
magma cut.
Well,
Yeah.
milled G10, but also I think DLC'd hardware. They don't say in the description for the standard here, but
Looks like
they,
it. Yeah.
they talk about DLC. Well, and specifically not like a black oxide, but actually DLC on the liners and stuff and on the hardware.
Maybe. Okay.
Because it's
Does
part
it
of
maybe
their
it's a niobium hardware?
it's part of their salt series. So everything else is just a stain resistant. So
It could be niobium. Yeah. Anodized black. You can't do it with titanium, but you can do it with niobium. I don't know if it would have the strength to do it, but I've seen it in like body jewelry and stuff.
fair enough. I haven't looked at. I've actually worked with niobium before. I never knew you could make it like black like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'll show you sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of the
please
wedding rings bands I was looking through with niobium were
I
black.
That's pretty cool. All right.
I used to have a septum ring that was made like that.
Nice.
So anyway,
Next page.
Yeah.
Or yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
More salts. Hey, they haven't given up on LC200N. You can get a MagnaCut lightweight native chief. You can get one salt LC200N. That's cool that they're offering both. Also, what the fuck? It's a stretch 2XL with fucking H2. What the hell?
well, yeah, they had some whale netting blades left over.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, they're roughly the same size, so they just
Usually
have to
whale
grind the
netting.
serrations off of it and put a handle.
I guess.
The other thing, we want to back up half a second to the native chiefs.
Yes.
I'm calling it right now that they can come out with the LC200N ones because they're using their MagnaCut and everything else, and the MagnaCut native chiefs won't be as ready as quick, and it'll be a late season release.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mhm.
old LC200N here is a good excuse for them to use their MagnaCut and all the other things that they're putting it out with. And be like,
Yes.
it
You
still
right.
came out. We had one come out. Blah, blah,
So,
blah.
depending on pricing and depending on how much pocket change I have to burn on Spydercos this next year, I wouldn't be shocked if because I like the idea of a lightweight native chief as well.
Well, I thought you were
That
going to go
LC
with the H2
200N.
stretch there for a second. I was waiting for
Oh,
it.
you
Yeah.
son of a bitch. Although that knife actually like Scandi ground and zero edge sharpened, I'd be interested to see how H2 deals with that.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
never been hardened,
Scandy
so it'll be
grinding, it
fine.
might work harden the shit out of it. I don't know.
That's ideal, right? That's exactly what you want. Yeah,
What you do is
because
you bring it down until it's almost got an edge, and then you hammer sharpen it.
You
well,
flip
that's
nap it from
no,
there.
no,
Yeah.
no, but like actually, that's what you're supposed to do with like copper and brass knives. Eh?
Well, I've seen it also
Maybe a
done with
bronze spearhead from time to time, but yeah.
sharpening sides. I've seen it done for that as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Good times, good times. All right, stretch XL H2. That's weird as shit.
Yeah, that's
it is
awkward.
a weird choice.
Yeah.
What's the price point on him? I don't think Cutting Edge has a price point on that one, Ben.
I bet you that.
I can't imagine that we would, dude. That thing's made in Japan. It's gonna be like $500. All right, it's look for those not aware. If there's a Spyderco and it's made in Japan, you're paying premium. Stretch 2XL Maximate anyone or no Crewwear? Yeah, that was the one. Anyway, Flash Batch. What the hell is this? Spy Mito?
Yeah, the
Spy
Lion
Look at
Miyoto or whatever
Spy
it's
look
called.
at
Yeah.
my feet.
Spy Mito. Spy Mito. It's a Lion Steel collaboration. That's funky. Oh, it's a frame lock. That's
It's an
Yeah,
interesting.
they've got it's like an SR2 had a flipper frame lock.
Oh, is this the one where you can take the flipper tab out?
Kind of, but I don't think this one you can.
Oh, okay. I thought this was one of the.
M398 though. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
It's
kind
not.
of
It's not MK.
that's the one
now.
reason I'd be interested in this. To be honest, I'm not real. I don't.
Can
I'm
you
curious to see how it
find a
feels.
Spyderco or a Lion Steel Myoto just to give them where the inspiration came from? Because just like the Spy Opera, if you've ever seen a Lion Steel Opera, they just added a big weird Spyderco hole to it, which is they're good for that when it comes to their collabs. Is take Lion Steel's exact design and just add a messed up hole in it.
Yeah, that's literally what they did. Here's a frame lock. Are these all Mito? Yeah, these are all Mitos. Okay. Sure, I guess we'll just pick this one for the contrast.
And if you look at the
Wow.
handle, it's like straight up. It's exactly what you're getting with the Spyderco variation of it.
Are we sure that the Spyderco version doesn't? Because the tone on that tab looks very different than the steel for the blade. Are we sure that's not removable? Did they say?
Hang on.
Features a removable flipper. Removable flipper. You can flipper delete it yourself.
Haha.
Neat.
Yeah.
Radius
I'm watching Dennis become
spine,
interested in a knife.
No, I just wasn't sure.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It makes me more interested in the knife. I'll be honest
too.
with you.
So you can take the flipper off. It makes me more interested in it.
That's kind of cool. I'm $398. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Wonder what the price point on one of those sons of bitches is.
Oh, dude, it's okay. But that being said, I mean, Alliance Steel
Spy
collabs
Opera.
aren't always that bad. Now it's €260 for the standard Mito from Lion Steel. I don't imagine it's going to be that much more.
I hope you're right, because I wouldn't mind putting one in my pocket. What's Euro to CAD conversion though?
So we have 350 for that knife on our website right now.
Okay.
Interesting,
That's
because
that's
it's
livable. That's a
That's
livable price for that
definitely,
knife.
yeah.
$390 for the line steel version.
Oh, god damn it. I was
Yeah,
overlooking that one, like, fierce.
For
yeah. I
for
might
anyone
buy a new
American,
line steel. But
for anyone American, that's 284. So yeah, there you go.
yeah, I might. I
The
might.
my the
I might.
Mito's on cutting edge. The Spyderco
Yeah,
Mito, Spy
sure
Mito.
is.
Sweet, sweet,
Spy
sweet.
Oh,
Moto.
Infinite is saying it's a 1-to-1 on Euros right now. I don't know if that's true, obviously, because that's not the same price, but
I was gonna say it's a bit different wording
Well,
here,
that's
but
our pricing.
yeah,
Come on. Come on.
yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
yeah.
Give us some credit. Damn.
Cool. That's cool. Here's something we're not gonna get credit for. That Catcherman is fucking weird.
Oh, we got a bunch of those coming. It'll be fun.
I mean, I'm into it. It's
What's the
nifty.
price point on that one on our website?
Cheap. Cheap, cheap.
Like, how cheap?
I don't know. Cheap.
Because
I
this
want
is it's a molded pocket clip, but it's LC200N.
Uh-huh. I don't have
This is old school. This is goes back to the Catcherman
Oh my
days.
god, this thing is fucking huge. That's a 4.5-inch blade.
Yeah, but look at the model number on it.
No, I know. 17.
C17. This knife goes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So military, and then the SOCP is a 4.5-inch blade.
Catcherman's $159, $160 on the website for a 4.5 illustrated LC 200N. $150.
That
basically.
might end up being my first LC 200N knife.
Fillet knife.
Yeah.
It's a good price. That was the reason I ordered a crap ton of them, or requested that we ordered a crap ton of them.
Oh, I hope we get them.
Very healthy price.
I think that is, in fact, my first foray into LC200N.
And you
For
know
that
what?
price point, lockback, old
Like
school
a folding
C17s. Yeah.
And for what it's built
Is it
for.
flexible?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you think it's flexible?
It's got some flex to it. If it's anything like the original
so-
Catcherman, because I played with an original Catcherman. I
Dude.
think they were gin.
Dude,
Something.
dude, the blade stock thickness is 1.8 millimeters. Yeah, the blade's probably flexible. And that's probably the thickness before the grind starts, right at the opening hole. Yeah, this thing's gonna be flexible as shit. Holy hell, it's 2.8 ounces.
I'm aroused.
On a
Well,
4.5-inch
is a little native. Come on.
Shit.
It's literally
Yeah.
almost
Dude.
the same weight as a little native.
I'm
Oh, no.
definitely gonna buy
Yeah.
one of these stupid things. Wait a minute, is that... I forgot, the Catcherman has an integral handle. Dude. So there's no hardware that's pinning the handle together. It's literally just the pivot screw and the screw for the lock, for the rocking lock bar. And then the spring's
The more I
probably
learn about this
inserted.
knife, the more I want it, and I already wanted it.
It's a sprint run too, so as soon as you guys see it available, you better snatch them up, because holy hell.
Apparently,
Man.
my employees are going to buy them all.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, and I'm going to carry it at work.
Just making sushi on the counter.
Oh, 100%. That's wild.
Anyway, that's good times. Yeah.
Man, I think I'm more excited about this Catcherman than I am about the Military 2 and carbon fiber and S90V. Also
That's saying
because,
something, considering you've been talking about that a lot.
yeah, that would be a nice combo to have, but once again, there's no goddamn contouring on the sides of these handles. They did it for the Neta 5, and it was glorious, and they need to do it for all their other carbon fiber offerings, but they refuse to. Blah.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't believe I'm this excited for a combo edge knife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're all
I
adults
want
here, right?
one of the 3 knives on this page right now.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna
And it's not the 2 you would expect.
I'm going to flipper delete a Spy Moto, but for that price, I might pull the trigger on one of those. That's a good looking knife without a flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a nice profile. It's pretty cool.
I was looking at it. I was just putting my thumb putting my thumb right over top of where that flipper goes. It's like, yeah, that looks
Literally
pretty good.
doing the same right now. Yeah, I dig it. You're right. You're right. For the record, they need to make a flipper delete version of this thing.
The Grimsmo, Norseman.
Yeah. That's it.
I'll do that for you, Paul. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you will not. But I would love to see you do it for your own.
I'll pull out the sharpen marker on it. We're forgetting the most important thing in this catalog, which is the final page.
The Mule Team.
No,
right?
Not those.
The profile stone?
Yeah. Come on, man. Profile stones. Read the specs on those sons of bitches.
The specs.
Yeah.
It's
They're giving
nice.
grid numbers. Okay, so for a long time, there's been numbers floating around the internet from correspondence between Spyderco customer service rep and somebody who had emailed about what the stones, what the relative grit was. But now Spyderco's actually publishing numbers. I'm actually super excited about this. So their fine stone reportedly approximately a 1200 grit. That's neat. Let's see, their medium stone they call a 600 grit, and their CBN they call a 400 mesh cubic. Okay, that's cool.
Hmm.
So look
8-inch
at the
long
size of
rods.
these guys.
Yeah, 8 inches long. They have a groove for hooks, darts, and other fun stuff. Are
So to give
those?
you an idea, a double stuff is 6 inches long.
Yes. Do I have a double stuff on hand?
Double stuff with a little bit of extra handle's not bad. Do these come together?
You can buy the set together.
Ooh.
Yes.
What's the set cost together?
Well, let's start with the individual price. I want to say the individual price on these is somewhere in the $75 to $80 each marker.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the set is a hell of a deal at like $219.
Hmm.
It's not a deal.
Do I get the fancy sheath that it comes with that's really weird shaped for some reason?
The
The
suede
fancy sheath
pouch.
is individual, and it just happens to show all three of them together. When you buy the 3-pack,
Oh.
I do not believe that
It looks like they're stitched together.
Oh, maybe they are.
They got
Maybe you
together
get
mini
all
square
in a
three of
thumbs
high
on
them
the
if they
quality
inside.
three
stitch together.
pocket suede sheath. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm wrong. At least you get the stones slipped together
Yeah.
for roughly the cost of what a Spyderco system with every expansion stone that they make comes with.
Don't worry about it.
Ow. I'm a little worried about it.
I
A little
wanted
bit.
to be excited about these, and then I read the price point on them, and I was like, I'm
So
not nearly as excited about these.
yeah,
What's a
that kind of.
triangular stone cost from Spyderco?
What's that now?
What's a triangular stone cost? Like a brown stone and a white stone?
$20, $25,
Hmm.
something. Yeah.
Noted. So I'll just buy some CBN ones and be done.
Or diamonds, yeah.
Yeah.
One or
Yeah.
the other.
Got one of each.
Because if the CBN is now saying 400 and the medium is saying 600, that's not nearly as much of a jump as. Does
What's
that
the
mean that the
diamond?
diamond must be 400 because they were claiming that the CBN was halfway between the two? So on that logic, the diamond would be 400.
Well, the CBN is 400.
Oh, sorry. And the medium is 6. So does that mean the diamond is 2?
Or 5? If it's between them.
Between the
No,
medium and the.
no, CBN was supposed to be between diamond.
Oh.
So then
Maybe.
probably 2, yeah.
Well, 220, something like that, maybe.
Some core shit right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
See-
I go skip the diamond, go straight to CBN.
So pricey stones. Pricey stones.
I'm gonna buy
I
some
mean,
CBN.
the real question is do they fit the gauntlet? No, they
Good. They should get rid of that.
don't.
Of all the things they discoed from their sharpening line,
You're
the
not
fact that
sad
that
to
thing's
see that
around.
go.
Oh, is it gone?
No, the gauntlet,
No,
I
it's a new
think,
product.
stuck around. They got rid of a
Understood.
whole bunch of their normal stones. Which, by the way, I might be picking up one or two of their 2x8 stones before the end of their existence. That's for sure.
That's not a bad idea. Anybody know what
So,
HIC steel is? Well,
No.
a high impact
Steel.
ceramic.
yeah.
State of the art ceramic injected molded.
Yeah.
This is that guy out of Switzerland.
Harkane, Switzerland. Harkane Industries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zirconia based material.
Sick.
Yeah. This is a mule that I would almost be willing to spend too much money on.
This is the stuff that Pete from Cedric and Ada tested to like more than anything. Doesn't this beat everything else?
Outside of the polyhedral tungsten carbide that's being used by Sandrin, I think so.
I thought this beat that.
If it did, that's news to me. I thought they were
Okay.
similar, but I could be
Well,
wrong.
I thought they were similar, but I
I
thought
think
that's what.
I actually think
Yeah.
I have his spreadsheet hyperlinked in my Google Sheets. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm curious because that's neat. That's heck. Are they gonna make a kitchen knife out of this stuff? I might buy one of those. Although it's a Spyderco kitchen knife, which means it'll be $12,000.
Elastic
I think they need to
ceramic.
come out with another Copa.
Copa? What's that? Spyderco Copa.
I own one in squash bone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a classy as fuck dragonfly, is what a Copa is.
Okay, yeah. So I think if I recall correctly, this was actually a test that he just stopped because he didn't want to continue. Um, S 390. This is the third place in his overall. Had 1,200 cuts. Tungsten carbide had 1,540 cuts. Elastic ceramic had 2,350 cuts, and I think
That's
he
what I
just called.
thought.
Yeah, and I think he just calls it quits after that point. That's interesting.
Yeah. Give me that in a dragonfly.
For the
I'll sell my
15V,
knives. I
that's
won't.
1,050 cuts.
Give me
And
that in a
for reference,
dragonfly, bro.
if you've somehow watched our channel but not Cedric and Ada for some reason, uh, Pete does his tests where he's cutting through 1 inch thick manila rope until the knife will no longer cleanly and evenly slice through like a held sheet of paper. Um, so it's an estimate, but it does give good ballpark averages for that particular test. So well over 2,000 cuts is damned impressive. And having it
Yeah.
in a Spyderco mule is sick as hell.
I'm telling you, dragonfly it up. Do it.
Yeah, with it something that thin and slicey.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
yeah, that's just it.
I know it's almost 9 o'clock and we should probably end here soon, but I don't think the secret that I'm hiding from Joe will stick around long enough for next week.
No.
No.
All right,
So I
well,
think
Okay.
we blew through that, so let's blow through yours.
it's
And
super fast. It's something that Joe's been asking for forever.
I already got my
It,
promise of an amphibian.
yeah, no, that's true. This is a different one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm opening the email now that I haven't been allowed to open until this point.
yeah.
Download.
I'm not saying anything until it comes up on screen because for reasons.
It's fair. Let me pop this up here then, and then we'll get that there. All right, and the images. Really?
Uh-huh.
No way!
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Roller coaster of emotions. Paul, I don't know if you've noticed, that's the Tide 2. It's the
Is it
smaller
the smaller one?
size.
Is it really?
It's the smaller
Okay.
one.
I saw the blue and I was hoping.
Oh, still,
Well,
that's cool as hell.
read the comments. It's like a limited and you can't get it. So that
Oh,
was going to be the big reveal.
can't get it anyway. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
titanium handle.
Oh man. Yeah. If there's a crossbones type situation and we can get our hands on them at some point, I would scrape and beg for that one.
That's too
You think
funny that it's
scrape
the
the
smaller one
bag?
anyway.
No, like what the fuck? I couldn't
Oh.
even do the big one.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't realize it was the small one.
No, I mean it's still
No, it's
cool.
funnier this way. It's good stuff.
It is funnier this way, but it is still
I just
cool as shit.
realized that I screen grabbed at 69% battery. So
Hey,
nice.
nice, real nice. And for the record, by bigger size, I mean there's a version of this out there that's blue with a 4-inch blade, and it's wonderful. And if I could have had
So
that in titanium, I would have been very pleased.
one of my questions is, what steel did it have? If it was a TI handle, I'm imagining
It's probably they're probably still going with the original blade steel. If they didn't mention it in this write up, yeah, Oz 8. So the original quote unquote versions that CRKT did were Oz 8 and stainless steel. This green handled one, they were using 8CR, which chemically it's the same, but it's not Japanese steel, it's Chinese steel, so they get to pay less on their manufacturing.
I'll be honest, I tried to find it on CRKT's website to direct you there instead, but it doesn't seem to be there yet. It's only going to be up there on Black Friday apparently. So,
well, let me
no,
take
but
a
they
look.
do have a fancy new Clever Girl. Anyway.
Oh, they got the Nerf. They got the Nerf here.
Do they?
Yep.
I was looking.
Not the TI version though, do they?
I'm looking. Oh, handle material stainless steel. Interesting. Yeah, so they have the stainless version, but they don't have the tie version. Okay, fair enough.
You don't worry about it.
I'm not a fan of them having this same write-up. Select from either the original Nerf tie or the new, smaller size Nerf tie 2. Bitch, I would love to select the larger size. Give me the option.
Yeah, come on, select it, Joe.
Oh, they're taunting me. They know. They know.
If you had bought the large one first, you'd be in a great position right now, bro.
Dude, I was. Oh man, we never had the. Did we have the large on the shelf by the time I was working there? I can't remember.
Yeah, sure did. We had both of them at one point.
Probably not for them long though. That's
probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. Good times.
Indeed. Yeah, that was the thing. So
that's fair. Well, thank you for breaking my heart.
You're welcome.
It was a 1-2 as well. Damn.
Yeah. It was layers like an onion.
Yeah. It's all ogre now.
Yeah. Oh.
My only regret is that it wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, the best part was I looked to see if Joe had liked it, and realized that neither one of you had it. I was like, oh, perfect. They'll never suspect this.
Yeah.
Oh. Good stuff. All right. That wraps us up, I think, here, guys.
I think so. We are back again next week, correct? I don't think there's anything happening, nothing in the way.
I think same bat time. Yeah.
Okay.
All of those things.
We won't tell the folks what we're gonna review, but probably the thing we were talking about earlier. You'll have to come back next week to find out.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. We were talking about it before the stream.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Thanks to the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for bringing out some cool knives for us to play with. Military dose in the 2s. Yeah, for sure. Good times.
Military toast.
Yeah.
It's a Pop-Tart.
Don't butter it.
It's got that compression lock. It's already buttery.
It's pretty buttery.
Oh, what did I do? What have I created? I'm in the misery of my own creation.
Same.
Thanks, people.
On that note, yeah, go follow us on Instagram. Occasionally, I post a thing. That might be a hint. I might be posting a thing here upcoming. Maybe. You're welcome. Was that vague enough?
That's a good hint.
Yeah.
And terrible at segues. Thanks to everyone on Patreon who's continued to contribute to us. Yeah. whatever you guys have contributed towards this is going back to you guys just as a big thank you for tuning in week in, week out while we are idiots on the channel.
Yeah, we've almost got
Absolutely.
things figured out.
The hard,
Almosties.
the worst part of it has been figured out. So things are actually happening.
Yeah,
There's only the worst to come.
indeed.
Then you'll
All
all
right.
pay.
Is that everyone? We got full gambit.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, go like, subscribe, follow, share, all the things. Apparently there's a shadow ban, but whatever. That doesn't affect us when we don't post anything. So it's good
See,
times.
see.
We gain followers.
You're welcome. I'm still here. We're still
Because
here, guys.
We're not banned. And we will gain followers. The old fashioned way.
Yeah. By begging for them.
We will see everyone here again next week, 7:15 Mountain Standard Time. Thanks everyone who joined us. Good times. Good times. Yeah, good times.
You got me.
What the
I got all y'all. So
Yeah.
That's illegal.
have a great night, guys. We will see you here again next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I'm the Iron Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
Take care, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
With your fancy fidget.